Well, it seems that Phil was smart and handsome, young, and he was dressed in his latest fashion, walked into this local pub looking for a Valentine on Valentine's Day. And he noticed a woman gazing at him without blinking her eyes, sitting at the end of the bar. And Phil felt very flattered, so he walked up to the woman and said in his deepest, sexiest voice, "Hello, Valentine. I'll take you anywhere you want to go, buy you anything you wish, beautiful lady, but on one condition." And the woman appeared to be enraptured and asked, as if in a trance, "What's your condition?" And Phil answered, "Tell me your wish in just 3 words." And there was a long pause. The woman slowly opened her purse, pulled out a card with her home address, looked deeply into his eyes, and whispered, "Clean my house." Now, for some of us, that would really be love. Oh. So again, happy Valentine's Day. So today, as we know, the Hallmark holiday, where we often will exchange cards and gifts and hugs and kisses with our dear ones to express the love in our hearts. So expressing our love. So that is what I believe today is really all about. We express the love that we are. And I got to tell you, yesterday in this space, with probably about 300 people here, there was such an expression, an outpouring of love to honor the life, the legacy of Sam Powell, our beloved Sam Powell. It was just so beautiful. And in every word that was shared about Sam, you could tell how Sam expressed his love in the world. And folks, I really can't think of a greater legacy to leave. I really can't. So we're on Valentine's Day, given that of Sam's passing and the beautiful service that was here yesterday, and all the music was just amazing, and just everything, it was an outpouring of the expression of love. And so given that today is Valentine's Day, it just really struck me to talk about love. I was thinking about, wow, wouldn't it be kind of neat, since today is actually Valentine's Day, to maybe have a recommittal, for couples, or to have people come up and recommit their love and awakening to love. And then I thought, well, not everybody's a couple. For some of us, that hits home a little. And then I thought, well, how can I be a little, more inclusive in that? And so I just wanted to bring an opportunity to you today in what I share, to call us into deepening our awareness of knowing what we are as divine love, and to awaken in us a commitment, a deeper commitment to express it in the world. And so I started to look at this, in my own life and just in my experience and being here with you in ministry and just the journey of my life, just seeing what has us not express fully the love that we are. So I started to look at that. What gets in our way? And it goes back to, if you were here for the fifth agreement, how we've been domesticated, because some of us grew up not really believing that we were very lovable. Maybe not believing that we deserved love. So in that, how loving can we be? Maybe we have some worries and concerns about how unconditional can I really, really be? Well, and the thing is, and I'm going to continue to harp on this, it's just a bunch of lies. It's not true. And as we talked about, and you'll hear this over and over, because I really think we need to remind ourselves about this. That, we've been domesticated. Our parents taught us what their parents taught them, what their parents taught them, what their parents taught them. And talk about a legacy that we want to stop. The buck stops here. Because it's time for us to stare those lies in the face and say, no, thank you. It's not true. Talk to the hand. Yeah. And so that is one of the things that I'm really passionate about spiritual community. Because, folks, if there's a place that my vision is that you know that you're loved and you're loved, you are lovable, is when you walk in the doors of the Unity of Gaithersburg. That is really important to me in community. And I hope that you feel that, and I hope that you know that. Because, boy, is it ever true. All right. So the second thing that came to me when I thought about what gets in our way from really expressing the divine love that we are. Sometimes I think when we give something, we think we have less. Our schedules are so busy. I know it. I mean, I got to tell you, folks, it's been a reality check coming here from the Midwest again. Because I lived here for 22 years before I left to go to ministerial school, and I was gone in Kansas City for 8 years. And then I came back to this area because I was very much called to be here, I feel like. And, wow. Is there a really different energy here that I really never noticed, because I just, I was here, and like I said, over, 2 decades, and just was here and loved. I mean, I love it, and I still love it. It's just a palpable busyness here. And people tend to be very stressed, and so this is the reality, though, folks. Relationship takes some time. And if our schedules are so full to overflowing, how can we squeeze our loved ones in? Because the thing is, transformation happens in a relationship, folks. It just does. Love happens in a relationship. And so if we're not making time for a relationship, how are we creating time to really know ourselves as love, to really give the love that we are? And this is not about guilting and shaming us, folks. It's not what that's about at all. This is just about where are our priorities. Because I got to tell you, for me personally, in the last year and a half, 5 people in my life that I love have died. 5 people. And so, when someone passes, we start to look and assess what our relationship was with that person, don't we? And we start to look at, wow, did that person really know that I loved him or her? Was there any doubt? And I got to tell you, this assessment for me has really had me take pause on how busy my calendar is, and how busy and how am I really creating time in my life for the people that I love that are here now. And again, without guilt, or shame, or oh my gosh, it's just an opportunity for awareness. And so when we see love being expressed, how touching that is. And I found a story that I have to share with you about that. That was inspiring me to take that time to love. It's called Kiss Someone Before You Go, and it's by Doug Retso. The subway train sways back and forth, its wheels screeching more fiendishly than ever against the tracks. Outside the window, the freezing cold of winter rules, and the dreary bay looks like a yawning abyss as the train rumbles across it. The subway car is filled with frozen, self-centered, bored passengers. Good morning. Suddenly, a little boy pushes his way in between discourteous grown-up legs, the kind that only grudgingly make room for you. While his father stays by the door, the boy sits next to the window, surrounded by unfriendly, morning-weary adults. What a brave child, I think. As the train enters the tunnel, something totally unexpected and peculiar happens. The little boy slides down from his seat and puts his hand on my knees. And for a moment, I think that he wants to go past me and return to his father, so I shift a bit. But instead of moving on, the boy leans forward and stretches his head up toward me. He wants to tell me something, I think. Kids. I bend down to listen to what he has to say. Wrong again. He kisses me softly on the cheek. Then he returns to his seat, leans back, and cheerfully starts looking out of the window. But I'm shocked. What just happened? A kid kissing unknown grown-ups on the train? To my amazement, the kid proceeds to kiss all my neighbors. Nervous and bewildered, we look questioningly at his father. He's so happy to be alive, the father says. He's been very sick. The train stops, and father and son get down and disappear into the crowd. The doors close. On my cheek, I can still feel the child's kiss, a kiss that has triggered some soul searching. How many grown-ups go around kissing each other from the sheer joy of being alive? How many even give much thought to the privilege of living? What would happen if we all just started being ourselves? The little boy had given us a sweet but serious slap in the face. Don't let yourself die before your heart stops. This little boy had no fear how his love would be received. Love called, and he answered that call. Just let him inspire us. Because it can feel so vulnerable to give love. Because, sometimes when we give it, we really don't know how it's going to land over there, do we? And the first time, it doesn't land too well. And then there might be another time, and maybe another. We can put a wall around our heart of self-protection. But this little boy doesn't have those filters. He loves. He's just joyful to be alive. And can we let that beautiful, simple act of a kiss on a cheek inspire us to be the divine love that we are? Well, there's something I want to do with you today that's a little bit unusual, and it feels vulnerable to me. But will you be vulnerable with me? Okay, that's the answer I really was hoping you'd say. Okay, so what I'm going to do with you today is a little bit of a ritual, all right? And so, Jim, I don't need you to play or anything. You can just be part of it. But I just wanted to invite you to connect with the divine love that you are in a deeper way. Because, folks, let's take it deeper. Let's take it deeper then. Okay, this is Valentine's Day, and we love each other. Yay, yay. Yeah. So, all right. So, would you take a deep breath with me? Okay. So I'm going to ask you right now just to turn within and reflect on what it would mean for us as individuals to really take a stand for love in our lives. Last week we talked about taking a stand and what that takes from us. It takes having a vision of something greater than ourselves. It takes a willingness to risk and be courageous and have faith. So, if you would just take a moment now to reflect on what it would mean for us to really take a stand for love in our lives. And I'm going to ask you to consider taking a stand to be the love that you are in the world in a new, committed way. So breathe into the truth that you're divine love once more, if you would. Just, silently affirm, I am divine love. And then reflect on your life. Where in your life is love calling you to express itself more fully? Where is it calling you to move past beliefs of undeserving or unworthiness and express love anyway? Where is love calling you to be generous with your time in order to create a deeper connection with someone or something you care about? Where is love calling you to be vulnerable, to lay down your guard, your wall of self-protection, and express yourself freely without hesitation or fear or worry of how it will be received? Just take a moment to reflect on that. And in a moment, I'm going to ask you to actually take a stand. If you are declaring today, silently in your being, that you are awakening to what you are as divine love at the deepest level that you can right now, and are willing to commit to express it more freely and fully and fearlessly in your life. Just check in with your willingness. And there's something about physically moving our body in a way that just grounds a commitment deep within us. So in this moment, if you are willing to declare to yourself that you are awakening to what you are as divine love and are willing to commit to its expression more fully in your life, I'm going to ask you, if you're able, to please stand. Okay, just take a breath and just notice what it feels to declare this in your life. You're taking a stand. You're informing your cells. You're informing your mind. You're informing your heart. And you can be seated. And just notice how it feels as you sit back down. Now, I'm going to ask you to reflect about our world. So if you take a moment and just turn within and reflect about our world. Where in your life are you hearing love's call to express in the world? Where are you being called to express the divine love that you are in a place or with someone that is not in your immediate circle? Just reflect on a vision that you have, a passion that has been stirred in your heart for the world. Where are you being called to express the divine love you are toward that unfolding? And how that can show up is in sacred social justice, being in action and service about something that matters to you. It might mean picking up the phone and reaching out to a senior in a nursing home, maybe going grocery shopping for someone, or volunteering at a pet shelter, or picking up trash at a park, or Habitat for Humanity, just whatever it is. Where is love calling you? It could be stepping into service here at Unity of Gaithersburg because you love this community and you want to see it grow and thrive. Where is divine love that you are calling you to express that love fully and deeply in our world? Pause, and in a moment, I'm going to ask you to physically take a stand to declare silently within your heart that you are awake to and willing to commit to actively expressing the love that you are in the world in whatever way is calling you. So if you are willing to awaken to how love is calling you to serve in the world, would you stand now? And notice how it feels to take a stand, that there's something about that action that's empowering and inspiring. and a little vulnerable. So just take a deep breath. Feel yourself rooted in your standing. And please be seated. Wow. Thank you for taking a stand with me. Folks, we are here to deepen our awareness of what we are as divine love in this world. We are great people, and we get it. And we know that every time we hear a headline that it's a call for love. See, what we do either expresses, what we do from, okay, I got to get this quote right. What we do from joy expresses love. What we do from fear calls for love. Okay? So what we hear on the news are just constant calls for love. And you answered it. You're answering it. And I thank you. And know that love begets love. And I honor your courage and your willingness. So this week, I just invite you to pay attention to what you stood for. And just ask your being, ask your wisdom, what is mine to do? Are there any next steps for me to do? And look at how you can be supported. And please look here in this community because we're here for you and we love you. And just know that as you give, it will come back to you 100-fold. And remember that little joy jar out there? Please share your experiences and write your experiences down and put it in the joy jar. All right. You're wonderful. I love you so. All right. Let's affirm together. I am divine love. I commit to knowing and expressing that more deeply and notice the expansion of joy, peace, and heart connection in my life. And so it is. Amen.